Lord have mercy. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. We are back with some breaking news. We're not shocked. We're not surprised. 1 + 1 = 2. And it has been confirmed that Jada Pinkett Smith and Alsina got it on. Let's break it all the way down. Now, during table talk, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith was on table talk. Will Smith took the role of Jada Pinkett Smith, and he sat and interviewed Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, during this interview, he was talking about what happened. So Jada explained that her and Alsina was in a relationship a couple of years ago because Will, quote, was done with her ASS, okay? They completely broke up, and while they were broken up or separated, she picked up a relationship with Alsina. He was really, really sick, but that peen was still working. So all of this stuff was going on that she smashed Alsina. We broke this story down, and the reason why she said it, and it was so clear. I want to feel happy. Like she wanted to feel happy. She was not happy. She was sad. And when she's not happy, that's spiritually, emotionally, and also physically. And I think Alsina was that piece for her. Now, a lot of people is talking about this situation all over Twitter, all over Instagram. A lot of folks are apologizing to Alsina. They're saying, like, listen, Alsina, we apologize. You were right. You smashed Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me see, because So August is actually trending on Twitter. They said, So August comes to you as a broken man in need of help, and you decide to help him exchange of being your sex toy that you help get over your marriage breakup. Does Jada realize how manipulating, toxic, and abusive she sound on Red Table Talk, or did I miss something? So somebody else said, So August reached out for help, and Jada used him to heal himself, then got back with Will. So August was telling the truth like we all knew he was. Somebody said, so August told the truth and y'all chose to dog him like he was out. Now look at y'all now looking dumb. So during that time, she was supposed to be some type of a mentor towards August, and it led to a relationship. It led to sex. Now, she did not want to come out and be honest and really... You can really tell that Jada Pinkett Smith did not want to have this conversation. This relationship she wanted in her past, she did not want this conversation to come out, and she was not going to leave Will. She was unhappy in her relationship, and we all can come to the conclusion that when she was unhappy with the relationship, she wanted some healing and she wanted some pain. Period. All this hoopla and everything. Of course, Will is going to ask the questions. He's going to give her softball questions and everything like that. So breaking it down, the interview was a short, sweet interview, okay? It was about 12 minutes and 52 seconds. And even Jada Pinkett Smith admitted that Alsina is not a homewrecker, that they were broken up, that they were separated. So she was to help, first of all, it led it to her helping Alsina, being there for him, being a mentor, helping him through his drug addiction, etc. Then she said she haven't talked to Alsina in a long time, but that's not true because he was on the Red Table Talk last year. What was that? Last year he was on the Red Table Talk. So you hearing all these situations. And then there's another point that I want to make. Will Smith and Jada clearly is still not happy. In my humble opinion, they're still not happy. We keep hearing these rumors over and over again about Will and Jada having this open relationship. I clearly believe that they're still not happy. I think they're only together because it is good for business. It is good for their brand financially between the businesses that they own and everything. Like, it would be a nasty divorce to get, and it would mess up Will Smith's brand. Now, clearly, in Will Smith, he said, I was done with you. It's just so on that. Then he was like, okay, we both were unhappy. So it's just all around just a messy situation. And I do feel for August Alsina because he will be blackballed in the industry. Don't be shocked. A lot of things in August Alsina's career, he definitely, when I say blackball, he definitely will be blackball. Actually, I believe they made an agreement to be in an open relationship. I do believe so. But they need to sign some NDAs. But I do personally believe that August Alsina got some good ping. And when he got that ping, he got that ping, probably so well, allegedly. When he got that punani, he just fell in love. And she was not going to leave. She was not going to, I don't care how unhappy Jada was, she can physically, but she ain't signing no divorce papers. Only thing that she liked from August Alsina was that ping, right? And he was so vulnerable because already he was physically not well, probably mentally exhausted. And I saw the episode, and I'm glad, of course, that she was honest, but of course, she should have had August Alsina on the episode as well. Because this cleaned up his image, because a lot of people thought this man was crazy. Someone said last night, I don't believe August. I believe the Smiths because I've been knowing the Smith long enough. Now, do you believe August Alsina? Because now the truth is out. I personally believe the only critique I can give to this entire episode, August Alsina should have sat in the middle, okay? He should have sat in the middle when it came to this situation. I don't care what nobody say. August Alsina and Jada and Will should have had that conversation because his name was brought up. He was a part of it. Now, of course, everybody is saying that Augustina shouldn't have said anything. I think he said something because he's tired of being blackballed. I believe he was starting to be blackballed and industry loses some bookings because of that. That's what I personally believe. But I also believe that Jada literally sold Augustina this fairy tale that she was going to be with him, and it did not play out like that. She got back into the relationship, but they talked in 4 years. Absolutely, they've been going on for 4 years, so it was a lengthy relationship. They said 4 years ago. I don't know the length, but I know they said about 4 years ago. And Will Smith was talking about it was years ago. No, 4 years is not years. That's like just like last week. Okay. So you can literally watch the episode on Facebook. If you did not see the episode, make sure you go check it out on Facebook. It is definitely on Facebook. Make sure you go check it out. The episode is short, sweet, to the point. I was trying to play parts of it, but they said, don't do it because, Facebook don't play that. So I ain't playing no clips of it at all. Okay. But one thing I will say is this, Jada, thank you for being honest, but you do need to publicly apologize to August Alsina because you let this man look crazy. You waited for all that time to all this stuff to come out. Then you want to say something. You owe August Alsina an apology. You owe him an apology. Because you sat there and you allowed this man to sit and look foolish. You sat there for weeks for it to build up to make him look foolish. And you came out and confirmed. Yes, you tried to be fancy about the situation. You trying to be classy about the situation, but you got it in with a young man, right? That's old enough to be your son. So if this was a man that did this to an younger woman, if Will would have done this to a younger woman, there have been calls for this younger woman to be calling for Will to be canceled. If that would happen, if roles were reversed, it would have been like, oh, we need to cancel Will. How can you do this young woman like this? You already know this. But since it's a man, and since it was Jada, that was the one. You ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say. You played with that man emotions. You did. You manipulated his mind. That's very manipulative for her to do that, knowing that August is definitely going through mentally with his liver and also his mind. So that's why this man have talking about witchcraft and this and that, talking all crazy on his Instagram, making all them lyrics that he made. And we broke this all down on our YouTube channel on yesterday. I'm not shocked I'm not shocked. We literally got up early this morning and broke the story. I just felt in my spirit to talk about August Alsina and talk about Jada Pinkett Smith. And about a couple of hours later, about 6, 7, 8 hours later, the Red Table Talk dropped. This is why I'm so glad I woke up and I had that conversation. But somebody said, but Will has a little whole side cheek. Right. Of course, he's going to look at the same because he's the man. And then for him to say, hey, I was tired of your ASS, like, no, Will, she probably was unhappy because you was probably out there, allegedly probably out there giving that peen to all these women, all these exotic women, and you traveling and you doing all these movies and everything like that. And then Jada was like, oh my gosh, I really don't know Will like that because when y'all was quarantined, so they're unhappy. It was a beautiful conversation, but it was still based in lies and fakeness because you can clearly, they're not in a happy marriage. Clearly, it's all about keeping their image together. I don't believe that Jada Pinkett Smith is happy with Will. I just believe that she's with Will Smith because of the image, the lifestyle. Is Jada Pinkett Smith. The Smith name carry weight in the industry. That's what I believe. I believe when she go to sleep, she cries. When she look at Will, she don't recognize him. She know that Will do not like him, that Will want to deal with other women. That's what I was talking about. That's what I believe. I feel it in my bones. And it's going to continue to be more to this story. Right? So now everybody is going to have a conversation with August. And the reason why it's the public business is because August came out and he said what he had to say. All right, let's go. Let's see what y'all got to say. Go ahead, sister. What you got to say about the situation?
You was right on it this morning. That conversation that we had this morning was amazing. He wrote all his emotions in his lyrics. And it's sad that she played on his emotions, but I was telling you in the chat last night, Wiley, the vajayjay is a powerful thing. Okay. And what he was saying she was doing to him, he was hooked. He was hooked. And to find out that, you know how it's like a stereotype. Men can cheat, but when a woman cheat, men can't handle that visual.
Absolutely.
So I'm just
why do you think it's a difference though? Why do you think it's a difference when a woman cheat versus when a man? Why do you think it's different for Jada versus Will cheating?
Well, because what I was told, when men cheat, they don't have emotional connection. Like they could go ahead and cheat and not be emotional connected. But when a woman cheat, she puts so much in it and she's like emotionally connected to this individual, and that creates chaos because now you allowing your emotions and everything and you're sharing this with this other individual. So it's not easy for a woman to walk away. Mm-hmm. That's what I was told from a man perspective, because I think that's bias, for me.
Because he was young, do you feel like he was hooked on the Panati because he was so young and Jada is a woman? She's not in her 20s. She's a more seasoned woman. She's a more older woman.
No, I don't think he was hooked by that. He was hooked by her whispering in his ear. He was hooked by her getting on that pole. He was hooked by that, the actions and the emotion of them making love or whatever. Their relationship was based upon lust. And when you have relationships based upon lust, you have no all you do is crave that lust. Like you just want to be with that person. You just want to just doing it. Like,
also too, because Tasha even said that they were going to get divorced and it was over. And she even made a title that their relationship was done. Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith were done. It was going to get divorced. People doubted her. So of course, I'm going to be the first one to apologize to her because of course she was yet again right. But in this situation, though, I feel as though, do you feel like Jada Pinkett Smith was forced to come on the red table? So do you think that she wanted to talk about this situation? Because during the red table talk interview, she said this is a private moment. But her husband will. But once Black Twitter find out, aka Alsina runs his mouth, it's no longer a private moment.
I think she really did have feelings for August. I think she really did. And that's why she came to the red table talk to talk about it and said some healing has to be done, because I really think she was really emotionally involved with him. But out the same breath, she knew he was unstable. So I felt like she used him at a wrong time in his life. You know, he was going through some things. So she called herself being the fixer, where she made things even worse. So I think emotionally she's feeling what he's feeling. You know what I mean? Like, he brought this out. I mean, his message was very emotional. So I feel like she had to come forth and say, yeah, he's right. And this is what we had.
And this is the point too. I think a lot of people is, I'm reading, Twitter, and folks are saying that I got an entanglement. Will Smith was like, tell the truth. Now, her thing was entanglement. She was using these big words and not really addressing and trying. I don't think I really, in my hearts of hearts, do believe that Jada wanted to come out and say what she wanted to say, because it just
of course not. She didn't want to like voluntarily come out. But I think Jada loved him. So how would you feel the man that you did love and y'all share something with? He's trying to express his emotions and come clean.
And entanglement means the action or fact of entangling or being entangled, or a complicated or compromising relationship or situation. So she's literally trying to say, oh, it was complicated. It was this. No, it wasn't complicated.
No, it wasn't complicated.
You probably complicated the situation by lying. I think the lying is not complicated. You lied, in my humble opinion. But she used that entanglement. Even Will was like, he laughed at it. He was like, girl, she still tried to distance herself from it. And, even for them to say, oh, he was so sick. Well, he wasn't that sick to stick that peen in your puss. I mean, come on.
Yes. And on top of that, like, I have friends, and a lot of friends in California, and I go back to California a lot. And I mean, they're known to be swingers in Hollywood. They are known to be that. I just think for Will part, you took this too far. You done brought this baggage on our doorstep. This is supposed to be a private matter.
Right.
And it wasn't.
I don't think this is the first time Jada slept with a man. I just think in this instance, she slept with a celebrity. That celebrity ran their mouth. Right, she probably been smashing the gardeners, the butlers, but they ain't gonna say nothing because they probably protected by NDAs, trainers, etc. But with August, he artistically ran his mouth and left seeds of it by the music and everything else. I mean, it's hell. It's a rumor of Will Smith and that guy, his alleged friend, his buddy of him, having a relationship because he gave him over $1 million.
Dwayne Martin.
Yeah, Dwayne Martin. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it is what it is. Some people even so it's a lot in this conversation. And this is the thing for people that are just joining in. We're having a conversation about the Red Table Talk. Jada Pinkett Smith, she released the episode today on Facebook, and Will and Jada Pinkett Smith had a 12-minute and 52-second conversation, and she admitted that she had an entanglement, aka a relationship, with August Alsina. She did not confirm that they really got physical like that, but we grown, we adults. It didn't take us to look at a red table to know they smash. So she just confirmed what we all of us Now, and we had this conversation, and we got up early this morning. Let me tell you something.
And you know what? I don't understand what kind of relationship where August Alsina said she had Will's blessing. And then you know what really upsetted me about this whole situation? You had your children emotionally involved.
Yes.
That is like, come on now. You had your that's why they all messed up. Because you got your children automatically involved in y'all little scandal mess.
Absolutely. And it makes them look embarrassed too. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Willow Smith was begging Tupac to come back to make her mom happy in a diary. Like, y'all got some things going on. And like, come on.
It's no telling the things that they hear. And this is why you have to literally be at peace, and you can't just always chase money, fame, and Will perspective. You should be happy. I'm bringing houses and cars and money and prestige. And I think Jada it's a couple of things Jada is battling with, in my humble opinion. She's a woman and she's an actress. She literally had to put her career on the back burner.
I was about to say that. Go ahead.
To be a housewife. And her husband have all of this fame, and here she's stuck. And I think she lost herself, like her identity of what she supposed to be on earth. And I think she struggled with that. And Will wasn't really there to give her that emotion. If you can say that, how important it is for women to get that emotional, that attention from their man. You know,
it's very important. Pillow talk is very important. You and your partner have to have that emotional connection, because women can't really perform sexually if that emotional connection there. I mean, to their full potential. I feel like if a woman don't have that emotional connection with her man, she's not going to want to have sex. That's just not going to happen. So if that's absent and you allow another human being come in to give you that pillow talk and give you the things that you're lacking in a relationship, you're going to fall for that person because your husband is not giving you the things that you need. So yes, we do need that emotional connection. We do need to feel like, because I'm married to you, that I'm your only woman. And if it's just talking to me and vibing with me, or just being on the same page as me, or just trying to figure out what I'm into and the things that I'm doing, it's just the little stuff that counts. And if Will was doing movies and all that, and she's home with the babies and she got her mother there, she's not getting what she needs. So when they are having sexual encounters, it's just that this is my wifely duties. So she lost herself. I feel like she lost herself.
And speaking of this, even when Jada Pinkett Smith said that, you know, when she sat on the red table talk, I'm gonna be on one side of the house, you'll be on the other side of the house, and I remember that. But in a piece of that red table talk conversation, Will Smith said, because it was like, well, I didn't give him a blessing to do that. But I do personally believe that Will lied. I do personally believe August Alsina came to Will and asked him, and Will said, I don't care, I'm fine with it, just don't hurt her. I do believe that they had a conversation. I don't believe August created this false fairy tale lie. I believe that, and I just think Will want to distance himself because he's thinking about his brand. I think that he's not most sort thinking about his marriage, but he wants the marriage to stay intact because it helps him with his brand. But in reality, his main focus is to protect his brand.
Yes, and that's true, and to protect the image of their children, because here y'all taking this guy on family vacations and doing all this kind of stuff, and it's just like, well, Will, how didn't you know? I mean, they effing right in front of your face.
Right.
Y'all
Will know. I just think he wanted her to be happy. He got to see what August Alsina headspace at. Because if you smashing my wife before the tabloids on, let me make sure I'm cool with it. Just keep it cool. Don't say nothing. Let's just keep this on the hush hush. Let's keep this on the down low. And so the Smiths empire is intact. Let me bring another person on. Thank you for adding on. So you can stay on. Let me add somebody else
And
on
then
the
I wanted to
conversation.
add, remember he was with what's his other wife name? Cherie, his first son wife.
The first one.
When she was on that show R&B Divas, she kind of let out like their marriage is not what it's all cracked up to be. Like I go on vacation with them, I do things like this whole marriage been open.
Go ahead, sister. What you got to say about the subject?
Wiley, I was going to say the same thing, that their relationship has been open for years. Jada and Will are both over the age. I believe that Jada now is over the age of 50, either late 40s or 50s. They have been, you might as well say, open for years. It's beside him sleeping with Dwayne Martin. He has been sleeping with other women for years. And the wife, like she said, the wife tried to lead on to it. She couldn't say it, but it's true. He's been dealing with other women and maybe men, I'm not too sure about that, for a number of years. So Jada, I mean, and I can understand you stay together because people that don't even make their kind of money stay together for show. And that's what couples do. A lot of married couples do that. A lot of married couples don't even sleep in the same bed, and they have arranged relationships where, okay, as long as it don't come back and affect me. That's the kind of relationship they have.
Even with Will Smith's sister talking about the grass ain't greener, or if you wish don't make it right, don't mean that you're happy. She was dropping some seeds about it. Daytime Tea Time exposed that. So clearly you can see that their relationship is a very toxic relationship. But for the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's want to protect that money, because if they're up for a divorce, Jada gets a big piece of, because they probably didn't even sign a prenup. So this business, they're in a business part now of their life, like how is it going to affect, and also their children brand, because if they get divorced, it trickles down to their children brand, because then you force, okay, is this going to be a nasty divorce? And technically, it probably will be a very nasty divorce. And I do believe a couple of years back, they was on the verge of having this nasty divorce. And I think Alsina was that antidote. He had that good sausage and good area right there, and really was giving her and worship her and made her feel like a woman, because she kept saying with her hands like this, I wanted to be happy. I personally believe Alsina made her feel like a woman. And she just wasn't a mommy and a housewife. He literally reminded her that she is a woman and that she is deserving of being pleasured.
You're a woman over the age. If you are a woman over the age of 40, no, I'm not even going to say that. Now it's younger than that. Let's say in your mid 30s, and you're married, you have children, and you have somebody who is like there but not there. You put your career on hold. You've accepted everything that they do. You put on a good face. You done got Botox and all this stuff, but you can't even get no pain.
Absolutely,
decent pain. You won't go to that young dude. The young dude.
Absolutely, and she getting her JJ rejuvenated. We talked about this morning.
But she had mental issues too. She had issues too.
She came in there with baggage. She came in her marriage with baggage because she was so in love with Tupac. She didn't even. She need him.
But also too, if you can go back to Jada on the, she said, I did not really want to get a wedding. I don't think she ever wanted to get married. I think that she did it because Will was so popular. I think she was caught up in a celebrity piece. I didn't personally. I think she regret getting married, and I think she regret having children. She probably will never say this. Some others out here do. Some of them do regret having children, because I think she feel like if she never would have had these kids and got married, her career as an actress probably would have taken off. And her career, she don't have that extensive resume as a Whoopi Goldberg or as any of these other people, because she got married and she had children and she stayed at home. And I think she and she admitted it that she got lost depression. It's just so much. And I think Will got caught up in, listen, you should be like most men, some of us, if I'm bringing home the bacon, you should be happy. I'm bringing home the money. Mm-hmm. But it's more to that because you already got, women still want to be loved. They want to be hugged. That's why they will leave you for a broke man as long as he's showing her some attention. She is gonna work, but as long as you give me that emotional attention, saying you look good today, you smell good, eat me out, every morning, and remind me that I'm a woman and providing me pleasure, and not only that, having a good conversation. He probably don't want to talk to no more, but he's such an intellectual outside, but he probably don't either. He probably talk nasty bad to her behind closed doors. So I just think that whole relation and their children is weird, and it's no offense. But the daughter tried to commit suicide, and the son, you don't know what he's. So it's like that. It just smells like just a very weird, awkward family. In my humble opinion.
And then it's like, why did she like tell her kids how she really felt about Tupac, and why was the little girl writing that? When I seen that,
because when she pissed, like most mothers, when you piss at the daddy. Just what I said. So she probably was drunk. I want to just be with Tupac. She probably was having these drunk conversations and probably telling her daughter and probably built a relationship with her daughter because she was lonely. I've seen it happen. I've been in a relationship when my mother was cheating and how we had a relationship and she would tell me, don't tell nobody I'm unhappy, but I love this. I'm with her good girlfriend because she was unhappy. They both were unhappy. They both were cheating. They both were toxic. Eventually, they went their separate ways. But in this instance, they have money. These Smiths are not your typical marriage. This is an international, well-known family. So I just think they're just saying to keep the money flowing.
And then, California had this thing where you don't stay married for long. So their image is like, yes, we stayed married this long. So this is going to be kind of good publicity for them because now they want to show the media how they got over it. Like,
absolutely.
we did some things, but look, I'm still in love. I could forgive and all that. And it's just like behind closed doors, Will Smith probably like, look, I don't even want to see you. Because I know when men find out that they woman and the way August put in his music, he like you was reading them lyrics this morning. I'm sure he read them. It was like that, and that's why he probably was on that camera the other day crying.
Absolutely, and then too, August looked better than Will. He's younger than Will, and probably make Jada reach some moments and areas that she never probably reached in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And when women are unhappy, they will tell you. And I think that with Jada, unfortunately, I think she's choosing the money over her happiness. And she's not practicing what she preach. And if she really is for women standing up and being happy, I think she would leave and just say it is what it is. But I think she loved the money. She don't want to hurt Will status, and she don't want to hurt her status as a married to an international superstar. And I think she's just going to just stay with it and just be depressed and unhappy. And because clearly you see it in her face, you see it in her mannerism, even when they were talking, you can just tell that they're not as loving or as close as they've been painting for decades. I think they've been unhappy for a long time.
Yes, I agree. They have been unhappy for a long time. And it's like she has to find herself. And in order for her to find herself, she needs to get a divorce and just be alone and deal with those emotions.
Absolutely.
Because whatever relationship she get in is going to be toxic. It's going to be very toxic. And yeah, she do need some healing. Because she think August got problems. She got problems too.
Because especially if you still craving over a dead man, Tupac is passed on. So that's toxic within itself. If you're conjuring up the dead or wish, that's a sign of mental illness. If every day you screaming about somebody that's dead, you have a problem. Because I understand grieving, but if it's 2 decades, you still talking about you wish that you had it and he's in the ground. Mentally, so you need to get yourself together, and it's okay. And I think once she have her honest and just get away from that, and they both go, they separate, I think Jada Pinkett Smith would be at her happy. Her hair will grow out. I mean, she won't have to worry about getting all these detox, trying to look youthful. I think that Will up there playing his game and doing what he doing, all these different women, and she trying to make sure her face is all good and blah, blah, blah. Because men don't have to do all that. No matter what age they is, men gonna always get a woman. But women, it's different. You gotta keep up with the time, the detox, this and that. It's just a lot.
It is a lot to be a woman, but I feel like at that red table talk, I feel like she was pleading for him to try to understand where she was coming from. And he was looking like, look, I ain't really trying to hear none of this. And I see why Tisha Campbell ran. Because at the end of the day, they even tried to make Tisha Campbell seem like she was crazy because she was her husband all tangled up in this nonsense.
They did.
What did they diagnose her with?
I don't know what they diagnosed her with, but they did try to make her look crazy, and she's frightening of the Smiths because the Smiths have a lot of power. They have a lot of power. They could use it for good because we seen how they did that for the young women that the Kardashians tried to cancel Jordan Woods. How they just been promoted her on Red Table. The woman been booked ever since. But then they also have that power to stop your bag, to stop deals. The Smiths have that power, and they do pull that muscle when need be, because they have pulled it even with the Black Unveiled, and we talked about it earlier today. But it's just good just to see them do it. Only, like, again, critique I have for this Red Table Talk that August Alsina wasn't invited to the table. He should have been there. And I think, of course, he ain't gonna talk to her now because he's mad that Jada did not pick him, and she picked Will. I think that's why he's mainly her. I think he fell in love with Jada.
He did fall in love with Jada, but I felt like when he sat down with Angelique, it was a sort of like, I gotta let you go. Like, if you're not going to make a move with me, I gotta let you go.
Absolutely. And I think that it will be a book that's going to come. Even August going to write a book. We're going to write a book. It's going to be a whole lot of book writing. And of course, Jada going to write a book because, of course, they're going to get a coin out of this. They're going to get a coin. Anything else you want to add, D1, to the conversation? Okay. So in this situation, and if you want to join, just hit the link. You don't have to show yourself on camera. The audio is better. I can hear you. So if you want to join us, you can just hit the link and come on. All right. So, and also this, everybody is coming at Jada, talking about Jada is toxic. I don't think one is more toxic than the other. I think both of them equally so is toxic in the relationship.
Jada came in with baggage. Yes, and yes. I just think she needs to really just find herself. I think, and also if she had to really, how long was she really faithful to Will and he was out there cheating? You know what I mean? And then to find out rumors that your husband taking peen too, that's a hard pill to swallow.
That is a hard pill to swallow.
Now, who the top and who the bottom?
Uh-oh. And speaking of this, it was a tweet somebody wrote. The couple got so caught up trying to be the perfect couple that when reality of their demons came knocking, the walls were already too high. And now they got to play the role of a strong, transparent couple that forgives and talks about things. That tweet, I have to retweet it because yes, that couple did get caught up trying to be the perfect couple. Trying to be even in Will Smith. I'm sorry. When Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown got together, Whitney Houston said, I have to stay together with him because everybody thought we was going to get divorced. So to defy the odds, I stayed with him just to say, see, I didn't get divorced. See, I proved y'all wrong. And I think what they're doing is, like you said, they're trying to prove us wrong, that they are happy and that despite nothing else, we didn't get divorced. We're still married. Because let's be clear, it's not too many Black Hollywood couples that have been married for a long time. Got a couple, Denzel, his wife, the Washington. You already know Angela Bassett and her husband. Been together for 20 plus years. So it's not too many Black couples. Of course, Dr. Dre, they just came out and announced that his wife is want to get a divorce. So it's not too many. You don't understand, but I say this: don't be with somebody that's not bringing you happiness. Don't be with somebody that you cannot be your true authentic self. If you can't, if no one is not giving you the love, Obama's they've been together, then don't be with them. You know, with Will and Jada, will make them be so real if they say, you know what, let's just call it a quits. And yeah, your brand
they kind of did say that, you know, he'll be at one end of the house and she'll be at one end of the house.
Yeah. Because this is not going to be the first time we hear about this. August is going to continue to scream about it. I best believe his streams of that song and that album going to have a whole new meaning after this Red Table Talk, because I never paid attention to the lyrics. But once I read those lyrics of August Alsina album, State of Emergency, I knew then like it was a good album. You know what I'm saying? So whoever next, Ida Punani or Sling That P, definitely is going to sign the NDA. Definitely going to have NDAs all through the roof. But even with an NDA, that's just a paper. That's not going to stop somebody if they feel that Jada did the wrong to get to talking. Because if you're an artist, you can put it in your music and put the metaphors, and somebody is going to come out and have that conclusion and have that conversation and be like, hey, they must be really getting it in. And how long do women, I've known women that stayed in a relationship, and some that I know personally, very unhappy. They only in a relationship because all the kids, it's not going to look right because of the church. My mama don't want me to get divorced. I don't believe in divorce because my parents never got divorced, or vice versa. My parents always got divorced, and I'm determined to make sure my marriage works. And they just be so unhappy and be together with that person for years. So I've seen people, I've known some women personally, and I've known, you know, some men that personally that are in that type of relationship, unhappy, but I'm gonna just stay in this unhappy, toxic relationship. And if you're unhappy on the night of your wedding, I don't think you should walk down the aisle. You should wait till you have some type of happiness and conclusion and peace before you make that type of decision to get married. And they're dragging Jada on. They're dragging Jada on Twitter right now. Let me read a couple of more tweets. This clip might wow a lot of people, but man, it's just kind of confirm somewhat a popular take I have on relationship. Like, we'll keep things together a whole lot longer than love will, and Jill and Will seem to like each other. Somebody said August Alsina after watching Jada and Will on Red Table Talk said, is what Jada Pinkett did considered grooming in regards to August Alsina? Dude would have barely been in his early 20s. So grown age Jada Pinkett used a sick 22-year-old who came to them for help as sexual gratification because her marriage was failing. Did I get that right? Oh my God. They are dragging. Somebody say in the chat, that's so true, Wiley. I did for 16 years. So that'll let you know, people, don't stay in no toxic relationship for no 5 years, no 5 minutes. Listen, if it's toxic, let it go, because you could be happy by yourself. Do not stay in a toxic relationship, because at the end of the day, you will lose mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Do not stay. Even if you have to start over from square one, start over and be at peace. But don't be scared. I don't care how much money that man got. I don't care how much prestige. I don't care how the church gonna look at you. I don't care how your family gonna look at you. Walk away, cut ties. Because if you're unhappy, if you look at a man, you sick, and your stomach tense up when he come in the door, something wrong. That ain't no peace. If he come in the door and your stomach tense up and you throw up and you get dizzy, or y'all in the house don't want to talk, always arguing, never at peace. When y'all have a conversation, it's 4 minutes. Never see eye to eye on anything. Not getting it on in the bedroom. You ain't reaching orgasm. Like, something wrong. And speak. Don't let decades pass. And I've known people that have done it for 30 years. For 30 years. My mother's still unhappy in relationship. Unhappy now. She's got another relationship, still unhappy. Still unhappy. Because you have to first find happiness within yourself. You can't find it in no man. You have to first be happy and get it together. Make sure you're strong enough. If that man bringing you down, Cut it loose. Cut it. I've seen it happen. I've talked to my stepfather. He said, I'm unhappy and I don't want to be alone. I just don't want to be alone. He in a toxic relationship and my mother in a toxic relationship. They both ended, but they never worked on themselves. So what did they do? He got with a toxic woman. He's back in a toxic. My mother got with a toxic man. So they're both stuck in toxic relationships because, quote, I don't want to be alone. I'd rather be alone with a flat screen and Buttercup barking and happy than to be in a relationship, sad, depressed, cutting on myself, cutting on my eyebrows, cutting on my hair, getting Botox, rejuvenating my booty hole, all this stuff just to say, oh, I'm in a relationship, doing it for the gram. No. Absolutely not. No way. That's why I'm single right now, because I don't want to just be with in a toxic relationship. No. Absolutely not. No. And then you so bored, you go get you a show, you dust off the red shirt. I'm gonna just do me a show. It's gonna bring me happy. That ain't gonna make you happy just because you got a red table show. Are you happy? Because after the cameras go out, after the camera people leave, after all the red carpets are gone, are you happy? That's it. Are you happy? You can't answer that. And the answer is no. If you watching me crying right now, pack your bags and move on with your life. If you're literally having a situation and you're dealing with an unhappy and you're crying right now because that man ain't treating you right or the woman ain't treating you right, he just toxic, cheating on you every day, hitting on you, leave. Leave. Period. Don't stay. Because you're dealing with somebody that's doing you wrong, leave. I have to say that. And that's going to help somebody. So thank you all so much. And another piece. Before you get married, don't listen to somebody else and allow them to make that decision for them. Don't let your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin persuade you to get married. Let you come to that conclusion if you're ready for marriage. Let you come to that conclusion. If you ain't coming that, if you ain't ready, you got doubt, don't walk down that aisle if you ain't ready. I don't care if you bought the gown, you paid for the wedding was $10,000. If you ain't ready, you just ain't ready. I'd rather you leave than to get stuck and go into something that you're not ready. Right? I'm being pushed by my family, but me and my babe are holding strong. Yes. Don't let nobody push you to get married. Just like Oprah Winfrey tried to push Jennifer Hudson and her children's father, her boyfriend at the time, they were fiancés to get married. Did they get married? They broke up today. Because don't do it. Don't let nobody rush you to get married. You do it because you're ready to get married. You do it because you're ready. Thank you all so very much. That's all I got to say about this subject. I've said a lot. I'm not married. I've never been married, but I'll wait. If I'm 55 years old, I'll do it until I'm ready. Until I'm ready, I'm still working on self. And once I'm done working on me, then I'll walk down the aisle and then I'll go and date and all that type of stuff. But I'm working on me. Give me credit, spiritually, emotionally. I'm trying to get it together. And then I would get there. But until then, I'm not going to rush just because everybody else is getting married or everybody else is having children. So I'm going to do it because everybody else doing it. No. I'm going to do it when it's right. When I find the right one. Find the right one for me. That will bring, when I see him, I smile. Even though it's not perfect, nothing's perfect, but it should bring you happiness. It shouldn't bring you pain, especially when that person say, I love you. It shouldn't be every day you're arguing and you're fighting, and you're depressed, and you're not eating, and you can't keep your food down. You're having nervous breakdowns. And the basis of it, and a common denominator of it, or the root of it, is that you're attached to somebody that don't love you. And men, let that woman know that you don't love them, that you want to cheat, and give that woman that you don't deal with a woman unless you're ready to be a man. If you still out there playing children game, want to smash everything that you see, don't try to talk to that woman and get with that woman and try to date her. I'm just saying it just to help somebody. Don't do that. Why? If that woman is ready and want to be committed, and you're not ready to be committed, you're still out here playing games. Don't try to say, "Oh yeah, I'm ready, man. Let me walk down the aisle. I'll do." And you smashing her mama and her sister. You ain't ready because you up for a disaster. And don't be careful before you just get up and get a relationship. Make sure you do your intensive research. Like, make sure you give them intensive background check, emotional check, psychiatric check, credit check, criminal check before you make that decision. So I have to say that. Thank you all. Make sure y'all subscribe. If this is the first time you're watching the Wiley Show, make sure you thumbs up. Those that did not catch it, catch the replay. We have another video that I'll be getting to about 7 o'clock tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I had to. This is breaking news. I did say when that story come out, we're going to talk about it. August should have kept that business to himself. The only reason a person will come out and say this stuff is to hurt them. Why do we need to know this? His therapist should be the one to know. I just think so too. August, I think it's very strategic of him. He have an album out. Nobody was checking for this man album. The name of the album is State of Emergency, but I guarantee you now them streams gonna go up. Them streams gonna go up because now he's forever attached to the Smith family. Period. Nobody was checking for that album. Nobody was checking for August Alsina, but because of this scandal, I call it the entanglement ping gate. Yeah. So somebody got a Twitter account. The name of the Twitter account, Jada Entanglement Pinkett Smith. So people gonna watch the documentary. They're gonna watch whatever they're gonna watch in that situation. Jada definitely hate what could he add to entanglement. Jada tried it. So thank you all so much. Thank y'all, and I will see y'all later. Peace. This was dope. Oh my God, this was fun.